This is a tutorial from the librarians at Lone Star College. The purpose of this video is to teach users how to cite their sources in the APA 7 style. APA stands for American Psychological Association. This organization publishes an occasionally updated publication manual, which includes detailed instructions on how to cite sources and format papers. The 7th edition is the latest edition of this publication manual. In this video, I will address 4 topics. 1. Library resources designed to help you format and cite your paper according to APA 7 standards. 2. How to cite your sources in the body of your paper. 3. How to cite your sources at the end of your paper. 4. How to format your paper according to APA standards. First, library resources. The library maintains a web page of resources designed to help you cite your sources correctly according to the 7th edition of the APA manual. You can find a link to this page in the YouTube video description. These resources include a sample paper, a guide to citing sources in the body of your paper, and a guide to citing your sources in the reference list at the end of your paper. The library also owns a few print copies of the APA 7th edition manual, which you can find at the reference desk. Now let's move on to citing in the body of your paper. In the APA style, as well as the MLA and Chicago documentation styles, you cite your sources twice. You cite in the body of your paper as you use them. Then, at the end of your paper, you provide a complete list of the sources that you used. This arrangement allows someone reading your paper to locate your source for a particular piece of information. Your reader, having found a citation in the body of your paper, looks up the complete citation at the end. When do you need to cite a source? You should cite whenever you use someone else's words, that is, quoting them, or rephrasing their information into your own words. That's called paraphrasing. If you use an image, a photograph, a table of information, or a set of data that someone else created, you need to cite that source. Citations in the body of your paper are sometimes called in-text citations because they occur within the text. They're also sometimes called parenthetical citations because they are often, but not always, between parentheses. The typical in-text citation contains the author's last name, the year of publication, and the page number, if there is a page number. There are also variations to cover multiple authors, works with corporate or organizational authors, or sources that have no page numbers, such as web pages. APA 7 has editions for all these possibilities and more. At the end of your paper, you will provide a reference list. This is a document in which you list all the sources that you used in the in-text citations in your paper. Perhaps you cited a source once. Perhaps you cited a source 100 times. No matter how many times you cited a source, you list it here once in alphabetical order. Different types of sources have different reference list citation formats. These include print books, ebooks, scholarly journals in databases, newspapers viewed as websites, and more. Again, the library's APA Help page has a guide to helping you with this task. It is the most difficult task in APA documentation, as the reference list citation format is designed carefully with specific requirements. Here's a sample citation for a scholarly journal article viewed through a database. Notice that certain words have capital letters at the beginning. Others do not. Certain words are italicized, and others are not. There are periods, commas, and colons in specific locations and absent from other locations. None of these are accidental. When you follow a citation model for your own citations, follow the model precisely in terms of capitalization, punctuation, and font. If you capitalize a letter that is not supposed to be capitalized, your citation is wrong. If you put a period in a place where there should be a comma, a colon, or no punctuation at all, your citation is wrong. If you italicize something that should be in plain text, or the reverse, then your citation is wrong. All of these details matter in APA documentation. There are two specific topics that I would like to bring up, as they often cause confusion among students working with APA. First, learn this rule and do not forget it. Never write out a source author's first or middle name. Even if you know the author's first or middle name, just provide initials. This is different from MLA rules and thus often confuses students. APA has a good reason to establish this rule. A reader is less likely to gender an author by initials. By removing an author's apparent gender through given names, the APA-compliant author reduces the likelihood of gender bias by the reader. Second, the DOI. DOI stands for Digital Object Identifier. The DOI is a unique number that serves as a persistent URL for a digital copy of the source of information. The DOI system began in the year 2000, and many publishers assign DOIs to new publications. Some publishers have assigned DOIs retroactively to older sources published before 2000. When should you use a DOI? Follow these general guidelines. If your print or online source has a DOI, include it in your citation. If your online source has both a URL and a DOI, use the DOI. If your source has no DOI, don't worry about it. Now that we have covered citing your sources, both in the body of your paper and at the end in your reference list, let's address formatting your paper. Again, our APA help page has a helpful template. This is a blank document with the APA formatting already set up. You can download it onto your computer, save it under a new file name, and your formatting is mostly taken care of. Here are some general rules for formatting your paper. Use double spacing. Use a 10 to 12 point font using a standard typeface such as Calibri, Arial, or Times New Roman. Put 1-inch margins on all sides. Make a title page with the paper title in bold text and the author, course information, and date in regular font. Put page numbers in the top right corner. That's a lot of rules, right? Learning a documentation system is hard. There are many details that can trip you up. So remember that the librarians are here to help you. If you aren't sure how to cite a source, or would like for a librarian to check your paper and make sure that your citations and formatting are correct, be sure to contact us. We're here to help you succeed at research and documentation.